I want to take you back into this morning when you all planned your outfit for this Calcalist event, and think about what went through your mind when you did that. And I think that for me, it's always about, I want to look nice in what I wear, and I want to feel comfortable, and I want you to see me the way you do. And this is this is aspirational, I guess, and that's what consumption of fashion is, I guess, for many of us. And the fashion industry, what they do is they generate this huge variety which they put on stores for us to deal with those aspirations. And they have the best of brands that we like, and they have the best of designers, except they have a huge problem. Their problem is that they're still using very traditional processes. Their traditional processes are manual and slow. And in fact, do you have any idea how much time it takes to create the shirts, the dress, the pants that you're wearing? Anyone? Let me help you. It's on average 50 weeks. It can be less for t-shirts, it can be much more for down jackets or suits, but that's the time it takes to create a garment, which means the fashion industry needs to predict at least 1 year, sometimes 2 years ahead, what's going to be the trend. Are they doing it well? Not so much, but they're trying. And what happens, you ask yourself, when they miss? So when they miss, what happens is that they send those garments to the storefront where those are either sold, and if they are not sold, they are being put in sales price, and when the sales price doesn't work as well, they throw it away. And that's what we get, mountains of garments being thrown away. And the numbers are impossible to conceive. It's like 85% of the garments are being destroyed on a yearly basis. And when I say destroyed, I mean being buried in landfills, which has a huge, horrible impact on Earth. And 20% of the water which are wasted due to textile dyeing. And here is a fun fact. 2,700 liters of water are required in order to create a sample t-shirt. That's good enough for a human being to last for 2.5 years. It's absurd. And what is that sample? That physical sample. That physical sample is what this industry needs and required in order to do every garment. In fact, whatever you are wearing here had multiple physical samples along the way of creation. And even what's worse is that garments that were manufactured, next to them, there were garments that were dropped during that process. And even when they were dropped and not manufactured, for those, there were also physical samples who went all to waste. And we looked at it, and we've realized that one of the major problems is that the way that those samples are traditionally made is that there is a designer somewhere in the West thinking and ideating the garment, sending it as a sketch to the factories. Let's take, for example, China, and with a bunch of data. And in China, they would open the request. First thing they will do, they will translate it to Chinese. They will create the physical sample, send it back, fly it to the West where the designer is, and they will open, the designers will open the package, will look at the physical sample, and what are the chances that the sample has any resemblance to what they ideated? Not so much again, less than 20%, and what they will do is they will mark the physical sample, write feedback, fly it back to China, and that ping pong will take months and sometimes years until this is done. And all the way to the point where it's either yes for manufacturing or no for dropped item. And we decided to solve this problem. And we have, and what you see on the screen are digital samples, completely digital, that predicts the physical samples with super accuracy, meaning that when that is being sent to manufacturing, it will come back as a physical sample that will look the same and behave exactly the same. But then you would ask probably, okay, what's so new about this? You know, every other industry has digital samples true to life for decades. Aviation, cars, buildings, furniture, they all have that for years. But the fashion industry is actually kind of a more complex situation when we need to simulate accurately soft materials over a soft body. That's not a simple problem to solve. But we solved it. When I say we, it's Browzwear. We are a fashion tech company. And again, maybe this is the good opportunity to present myself. My name is Avihay Feld, and I'm the co-CEO of this company. And I have a bunch of smart people that are very passionate, and this is what they do. They build algorithms to solve this particular case, and they've built a whole system that actually replaces that traditional physical workflow. And whatever you do with this new system is creating those digital true-to-life samples which are ready for manufacturing in a fraction of a time. Problem solved. Not so much. I mean, we thought we solved the problem, but the industry was very, very slow in adoption. In fact, what we didn't take in consideration, that people that know how to do stuff, that needs to learn now how to do it in a new way, it's near to impossible, and changing old habits, it's even worse. And what happened is that the industry continued its business as usual and continued to over-manufacture and pollute. But then COVID came. And COVID changed everything for them. Because what happened was that the factories were closed and there were no physical samples to even start those 50 weeks of a journey. And then again, what happened was that when the brand were closed right after, there was no way to continue to do the same process. The only ones who could continue to work were the ones who adopted the system, the digital one. And they became overnight the stars of the fashion industry. And everyone else worked with them and realized that this is not just a valid solution, this is actually the way to go. Suddenly they see on the screen, true to life, amazing looking garments, photorealistic, which they can make decision on. And if they want to change something, they get it made instantly. And once they're happy and they want to manufacture it, they have all the decision makers right there and then with them in that virtual room on the cloud. We were able to change the paradigm and move from those physical samples that takes months and years into digital samples that takes weeks and days. And now, when you're looking into the future, mostly all of you will be able to try, using the same technology, garments when you shop online, and try them on your own body and make a decision to buy only if it really fits you and you like it. And right after that, those who want will be able to participate in the design process where you change your own fabrics, change your own prints, and when you click that buy button, a garment is going to be created bespoke to fit your own dimensions and to fit your own taste. That's how we foresee the future of fashion consumption. And just before I finish, I want to say that there's still a journey, and there are a journey to get there, to that vision, and there are many problems to be solved. But we are across and we are over the turning point, and I think from here the future of the fashion industry looks much brighter. Thank you.